Kim, thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how long you've been involved with hospice?
I've lived on the West Coast for over 25 years and been involved with hospice for a good part of that. I initially started as a hospice volunteer and did the training in 1997. What attracted me to hospice and why I wanted to become part of the organization was I was involved with a group of women that did therapeutic touch. And one of the women was diagnosed with cancer and became quite ill. At one point, she came to our group and she asked for our help. She asked if any of the people in our group would be willing to assist her at the end of life doing therapeutic touch. I was terrified when I heard this request, but this woman was a neighbor and a friend, and I felt like I couldn't say no, even though it was one of the most difficult decisions. Mm-hmm. But after the first visit, I realized and came to feel that it was a very positive experience. The idea of it was frightening, but the visiting her and seeing her and doing what I could to help her pain and ease her tension was a very uplifting experience for me, a very profound one. And after she passed away, I decided that I would like to do more. So I joined up for the next volunteer training with the Hospice Society.
For those that don't know, what does Hospice Society do exactly?
The Hospice Society is primarily made up of volunteers with a couple part-time staff members. And we support people around end of life and people with debilitating illness and injury. Classic hospice societies in larger areas just deal with people at end of life. We have found that because we're in a smaller area and because there are some gaps in services, for example, there are no hospital volunteers, and we have this group of amazing, well-trained, compassionate volunteers, we were able to push our boundaries a little bit and support people who are dealing with loss, who are in hospital for an extended amount of time, either with a debilitating illness or injury, or are awaiting placement in a home. So in the last couple of years, we've expanded from just supporting people who are near end of life or who are grieving to supporting people with chronic life-threatening illness. So that's heart disease or lung disease. Hospice has 2 libraries. One of them is within the Ucluelet Public Library, and one of them is situated in the hospice office, which is across the street from the Tofino Hospital. And in the library is quite a wide range of subjects, from caregiving, spirituality, end of life, different illnesses. We offer grief support groups. We also can connect people with other service providers and be a resource.
What would a typical volunteer do?
All volunteers will listen, will be there. They can provide respite for family members, so they can go into a home and which allows the caregiver, who could be very exhausted, to get out, to go have a walk or see a friend or just get some grocery shopping done. Mm-hmm. Many of our volunteers have special skills, massage or therapeutic touch or sing. They may read to somebody.
Can you tell me a little bit about the remembrance trees?
The remembrance trees happen this time of year in 3 of our communities so far. Hopefully we will expand. And they are Christmas trees that are set up in the post offices and at the health clinic in Itatsu. With trees are tags that are shaped like ornaments. The idea is the holidays could be a really difficult time for people who are missing someone, either due to them passing away or that are far from them during the season. So they're able to take a moment and write the person's name that they're missing, and write a little message that they like and place it on the tree. In doing that, it provides a bit of a ritual and a visual reminder that they're not alone, because they can see on the trees all the other tags. In the new year, we take the tags and very respectfully do a ceremony with them that everyone's invited to.
Okay.
Hospice serves our entire region, from District of Ucluelet and Tofino and the neighboring First Nations communities in Area C. So we're able to provide volunteer services to all the communities and are always looking for people who are interested in becoming volunteers. Ideally, we would have volunteers in each community. Our next volunteer training, we're expecting to be next year. There's 7 components to the training. Participants will be traveling from community to community, but it also allows people from different communities to, at some point, be in a session that's in their home community.
Kim, today we're asking people to donate to hospice. Some people are going to say, I don't know anybody who needs hospice. The reality is life is precious and unpredictable. And when you find yourself or someone you know with a life-threatening or debilitating illness, it's comforting to know people are there. What makes hospice volunteers so special?
Hospice volunteers are the most amazing people. The people that are attracted to volunteering with hospice are the most compassionate, joyful, delightful people that I know. Hospice is interesting. It is off the radar for some people, but loss is a reality. And it's important for our communities to support hospice and for people to know that hospice is there when they need it.
Now, any donation to hospice, however big or small, is appreciated. I guess it's just as important to have volunteers who can donate their time, too.
We welcome anybody. Please give me a call. What's really touched me lately is that a young woman named Katrina came to hospice and said, we want to do something for you. We would like to help out hospice. Can we do a fundraiser for you? That really warmed my heart. The thought that we wouldn't have to ask, but that people that cared would come to us. We want people to know that we're there and who they can call in that time of need.
Well, Kim, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for doing the Radiothon.